is the moment.
My name is Peter Eastgate.
My name is Ivan Demidov.
Just two players remain.
I will be the world champion of poker.
I will be the World Series of Poker champion.
This is their moment. It all goes down right here, back inside the Rio's Penn and Teller Theater. Two young men, Peter Eastgate, 22 years old, and 27-year-old Ivan Demidov, about to go heads up for $9 million, the coveted bracelet and the title of world champion. And who better to kick things off than legendary ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in seat 3, playing out of Moscow, from Russia with love, Ivan Demidov.
Demidov trying to become the first Russian to win the main event.
And his opponent in seat 7, he's the poker playing pride of Odense, Denmark, Peter Eastgate.
Eastgate trying to become the youngest ever to win the main event.
Let's get ready to shuffle up and down.
I thought I was fired up, but now I'm really fired up. Plus, I feel like punching you, Lon.
This is quite a go. The cards are in the air. We're about to crown a world champion. On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, Ivan looks down at ace-9.
Both of them have had the chip lead at this final table. Eastgate right now with the advantage on Demidov.
And for the first time in World Series history, they have a 1 million chip big blind. That could create huge swings. Demidov raised it to 2 million. Eastgate, with 7-4 of diamonds, makes the call.
Demidov said he wanted to stay away from Eastgate. He can't stay away from him any longer.
Flop is 10, king, 7. Eastgate with a pair of 7s and a flush draw. Demidov missed that flop. Eastgate checks. Demidov checks back.
Neither takes a stab.
Turn card, jack of diamonds. Eastgate gets the check mark, turning a flush. Demidov picks up a useless double gut shot straight draw.
Eastgate told us the top 3 finish would be amazing. Top 2 would be unbelievable. He didn't describe what winning $9 million in the world title at the age of 22 would feel like.
He does bet $2.5 million with his made flush. Demidov now. Just a double gutter.
8.
He's going to make it $8 million to play.
Demidov raises drawing dead. He has been the hottest player on the planet, but if anyone can cool him off, it would be Eastgate.
As we've seen, these are two excellent players who are very willing to put their chips to work. Anytime a big bet is made, the room is buzzing.
You know, if Teller ever retires, it could be Penn and Eastgate.
Eastgate just with a call. River card now. Eastgate has the check mark with the flush. Tray of spades, that misses Demidov, and that may save him a lot of chips. Eastgate first to act, and now he checks.
Eastgate is one cool customer. He'll see if Demidov wants to fire at it again.
12 million.
Cold.
An insta call from Eastgate, and he will take this huge pot from Demidov with that diamond flush. And that opens up a big gap between these two players as Eastgate steps closer to poker history. Ivan Demidov with a lot of ground to make up. His girlfriend with head in hands.
The Danes still singing, though they've lost a bit of zip.
Eastgate can't resist a smile due to... Here's how they stand at the moment. Peter Eastgate over $120 million. Ivan Demidov with about $16.5 million.
Eastgate says he's very lazy and not very productive, so we have that in common.
Demidov said should he win, he might ignite a Russian moneymaker effect.
Oh, it would be a ruble maker effect, Lon.
Good point. Eastgate looks at ace-5 off suit. He limps in for $500,000.
Well, one way or the other, we are going to have our third foreign-born main event champion in 4 years.
With 4 deuce of hearts, Demidov checks the big blind. The flop is deuce-king tray. Demidov with a pair of deuces. Eastgate picked up a wheel draw. Demidov first to act. He checks.
Eastgate says he's studied ESPN tapes on his opponents. It is amazing how much you can learn just listening to me talk.
Eastgate with ace-high in his draw, bets $1.25 million. Demidov with a small pair.
Any pair and heads up on the flop, chances are you're ahead, and Demidov is ahead.
He makes the call. Turn card now is a 4, and what a card for Eastgate. Hitting is straight, and that's a disaster for Demidov because he caught 2 pair.
Yeah, that might be the prettiest card Peter Eastgate ever will see, and it is an ugly 2 pair for Ivan Demidov. That turn card could be a $9 million card for Eastgate.
Demidov checked his 4s and deuces. Eastgate with the made wheel bets $2 million.
Eastgate is inching toward Phil Hellmuth and history.
6.
And Demidov will raise to $6 million.
Demidov now has committed half of his chips into this pot.
And a wave of nervous energy courses through this theater. Eastgate just flat calls.
Yeah, the smooth call from the 22-year-old on the brink of becoming the youngest main event champion ever. Demidov is committed here. He'll have to get lucky and hit his full house on the river.
And here is the river card. It is a 7. Eastgate earns the check mark with that straight. Demidov left with just 2 pair.
And Eastgate's got to figure his wheel is good.
Demidov first to act.
All in.
I call.
All in, and an insta call, and this is the moment. 22-year-old Peter Eastgate steps into poker history. Peter Eastgate is our 2008 main event champion.
From unknown to unreal again at the World Series. Peter Eastgate, 22 years old, the youngest main event champion ever.
Ivan Demidov, what a player this guy turned out to be this year. Second place wins $5.8 million.
$9 million to Peter Eastgate, and now 7 straight main event champions plucked from obscurity.
Eastgate soaks in the moment, the culmination of many amazing moments.